Hi everyone, welcome to GlobalSoft's MDM Tech Talk. Today we are going to discuss about the steps that needs to be configured for Informatica ActiveVOS workflow engine in IDD. I am Vinesh Srivastav, a GlobalSoft consultant specialized in Informatica MDM. For those who are not familiar with GlobalSoft, we have been focused on Informatica MDM since 2006 when we were a close partner with Cyperion. We have been engaged on over 40 Cyperion and Informatica MDM projects, which is more than any MDM service provider other than the Informatica themselves. You may have come across GlobalSoft during trainings, as GlobalSoft is a certified training organization with Informatica and has developed a few of the MDM courses. All this experience has provided GlobalSoft with a view into additional needs of MDM customers, which has led to the development of a portfolio of products and services. During today's Tech Talk, we will provide you with an understanding of the steps that needs to be followed to configure ActiveVOS workflow engine in IDD. We have already covered the configuration of ActiveVOS in JBoss, in ActiveVOS console and in MDM console in the previous presentation. So if you have not gone through it, please go through that. As in this presentation, we will be focusing on the IDD. ActiveVOS is a fully automated process to develop, integrate and deploy the business process applications quickly. We can use the default workflow engine provided by Informatica, which is similar to the depreciated Cyperion workflow engine, or we can extend it using the ActiveVOS developer tool. So the prerequisites are that the application server should be up and running. ActiveVOS should have been already installed as a part of MDM or separately after the MDM installation. ActiveVOS console configuration is complete and users have been created in MDM and JBoss and assigned to their respective roles. So the last two topics we have covered in our previous presentation. So below are the steps for the configuration. We need to log into the IDD configuration, export the IDD application, update the task related configuration in the bdd config.xml file, and re-import the bdd XML file back into the application. Configure the task assignment under the subject areas. So below the configuration that we need to do under the task. So we have three roles: data steward, manager and the senior manager roles, which is supported by the default workflow engine. So a data steward can perform update, notifications, merge and unmerge, whereas a manager can do a review and a senior manager can do a final review. So we need to configure it accordingly as mentioned in the slide. And once this is done and we have redeployed the IDD application, we need to go to the MDM hub console and under roles custom resource, we need to provide access on the roles for the task types. So let us go through a demo which will cover end-to-end integration of ActiveVOS with the IDD application. So first we'll go to the IDD configuration. So in the IDD configuration, we'll use the admin username and password to log in to the IDD application. In the IDD application, once you create a new application, you will see that the task is empty. If you go to an application task, you can see there is no tasks here. So we need to add the task type. So for adding the task type, you can export this application. You can go export this application. So I have already exported this application. So once we export the application and go at the end, we will see this tag will be there: task include unassigned task equals to false. So we need to replace this with the ActiveVOS BE tasks. So those are already provided as a part of resource kit. So in the resource kit, So let me open the resource kit here. So this is the resource kit samples BDD. If you go to this location, you can see IDD config underscore ActiveVOS underscore be.xml. So you need to open this file, go at the end, and here you can see the task tab. So that it starts from here to the end. So you need to copy it and paste it, or basically replace this in task unassigned. Once you have made the changes, you can re-import this file back again into the IDD application. So this is my other application where I have already imported the same thing. And once I have done this, I have to go to the IDD application again and use this option import to existing IDD application. Select the configuration type as BDD configuration and browse and select the XML file and redeploy the application. Once we redeploy the application, we can see, if we go to the task, we'll see the task types: merge, unmerge, final review, notifications, review, no, approve, and update task. So the next thing that we have to do is we need to go to subject areas. Under the subject area, for example, person, and we need to assign all the privileges here. Go to task assignment and select the task type and the role. So we can select it accordingly, as we can see here, because those are the fixed things that is provided now, that a data steward can only do an update, notifications, merge and unmerge, whereas a manager can do a review, whereas a senior manager can do a final review. So once we have made this change for all the subject areas for which we want to enable the task assignment and redeployed the IDD application, then we need to go to MDM. In MDM, we need to go to roles, data steward, and provide access on the task types. So this is my subject area person. For this subject area person, I have given merge, notification, unmerge and update privileges to the data steward. Similarly, for the manager, I have given review, no, approve permissions. And to the senior manager, we have given permission for the final review. So these are the privileges that we need to give in the MDM Hub console, and once we have given these changes, we need to validate the application and then redeploy the IDD application. So once that is done, now we can go back to our IDD and logging into the IDD application. So here I will log in as a data steward role. So this is my DS1 is a data steward. So I am logging using a data steward role to the IDD application. And here I will create a new user. I will go to create new master data person. And I will specify the name. And then send it for approval. So by default, it goes for 2-level approval process. So you can see the task type. Task type is review, no, approve. And here we can say something. And if you click on assign to, you can see that it will display the manager. These are the two users who have been assigned the manager role. So it will show all these two users, but we don't need to select here because now there is no auto task assignment. A user has to manually go and claim the task. So we'll click on the OK, which will create the task. Once the task is created, now it will be in review, no, approve. So we will have to go or log in as a manager to view the task. So I will log out to the data steward and now I will log in using a manager role. So once I log in using a manager, I will be able to see the task that I just created. So this is the task you can see I have just created. Send for approval BDYRE is the title. So I can click on this task manager where I can see all the tasks. So this is my task, and if you see the status or the owner, it is unclaimed. So it is not claimed by anyone. So before we can process it, we need to claim this. So click on this drop down and claim this task. So once you claim it, you need to do a refresh here so that it shows the username. So now you can see it is showing the owner as manager 1. So manager 1 is having access on this task now. So I will open the task, click on this task, it will open here. The manager can review the task, and after reviewing the task he can go to options and do an escalate. If you do an escalate, it will go for the final review. So now if I do a refresh here, you can see the task is closed now, because now it is the task which was with the manager is closed, and now it has went for the final review process. So now we will have to log in as a senior manager. So any user who is having a senior manager role, if he logs in, so in my case I have a user as S manager 1, so I am logging in using this user which is a senior manager. So once a user who is a senior manager logs in, he will be able to see the task, and you can see the task tray, it is showing as final review. So again I can go to the task manager and I will be able to see this task, which is again in an unclaimed status. So I need to claim this task again before I can process it. So I will claim this, and after claiming I need to do a refresh here. So now this is assigned to the senior manager. So now a senior manager can review this, and then once he has reviewed it, he can click use this approve to approve the task. So I am approving this task, and now once the task is approved, you can see again the task is closed for the senior manager. And now there is a notification which goes to the data steward. So again here it's not like the data steward who has created or who has sent it for approval, it will go to him. It again goes to the common queue, and a data steward will have to pick it from the common queue. So now you can see there is a notifications which has come up. So I can go to the task manager again, and I will be able to see this task which is status is open and it is not claimed as of now. So I need to claim this, do a refresh here. So now this task is assigned to user DS1, and now in the options he just need to use OK, and the task is finally closed. So this is basically how the task engine works in the ActiveVOS. Thank you for watching our video. Please do like our video if it has been helpful to you. Thank you.